Ladies and gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
I don't know why that's funny, but oh, yeah.
Because your heart wasn't in it. But
was it?
Nah, it didn't sound. It sounded forced.
Oh, I'm not going to start it over, but my heart is into this. All right.
It's a motivational Monday.
Motivational Monday, baby. That's I think that's what happened. I was realizing what I was about to do.
You projected a little
bit. My bad. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Listen.
Motivational Monday.
Another Motivational Monday episode. Thank you for tuning in and continuing to support the Porterweight podcast, and specifically the Motivational Monday episodes. This is something that has been near and dear to my heart. I don't know how many times I have said this, but I will continue to say this. We got Anthony Brenagh, we got Carson named Merk, and today with us we have CEO of LifeDriven Foundation, Mr. Chris Angelo. Thank you for blessing the podcast with your presence today.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
So listen, we'll let you really get into what LifeDriven is, but this is Motivational Monday, and I feel like what you do and what your foundation is all about is perfect for this podcast.
That's good.
Boxing is a young man's sport, so we have a lot of younger families watching this. The dads showing the sons. I know specifically I got some kids, some 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds watching this. And so what I always want to do, especially with this episode, but just with the podcast in general, is extend some goodness, extend some positivity, extend some motivation. And you and I, we've been in contact for some time now.
Mm-hmm. You always reached out. And did things for the foundation. Appreciate it.
As soon as I figured out who you were, that's kind of like, before that, like you used to be just kind of around. But then this is a true story. Once I found out who you were and what you did, I said, oh, that's a good man I need to be in contact with. I need to be connected to.
Okay. All right.
Tell everyone what LifeDriven is.
I kind of saw that change too.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Shawn called him Mike for the first 3 years.
No, because for some time it probably was just a handshake, hey, how you doing? And then it was, hey, Chris, what's up? You know what I mean? But, tell them about LifeDriven, and then everybody will understand why I'm connected to you.
Okay. So LifeDriven Foundation is a cancer foundation for kids. I started it in 2005 when I was diagnosed with colon cancer. So it was like during the times I was in the hospital, the doctors and nurses told me to get up and walk. Don't sit in the bed. So as I was walking, I found myself, like on the kids' floor, and seeing kids start, dealing with cancer. I started asking questions. And I was like, if a kid is going through cancer and they're, not having the problems that I'm having, why am I having the problems that I'm having? So my motivation and things started changing. And it was like right then I had something come over me and I want to start a foundation. And that changed my life because it took my mind off of my problems and my disease and put it somewhere that I could do some good. So, LifeDriven Foundation is about giving kids some joy. We take kids and we take the whole family, and we do something with the family. We send them to Disneyland. We give them big birthday parties, big Christmas parties, Thanksgiving dinners, things that they're not having because they're going through all these problems. Usually a mom or the dad have to quit a job, and stay with the kid in the hospital. So it brings a lot of stress to the family.
Sure.
So we're there to take the stress away. So. When I reach out to Shawn, he's giving out the gloves, he's signed them, he's paid to have them shipped to LA. I'm like, damn, brother's good. So I'm just glad that it's brothers like that, the Watson family, Sam, Brandon, Marcus, they do a lot to help the family. They have gotten me in touch with him, by being in boxing and stuff like that. So, we just out there trying to do what we could do.
I was hoping Brandon was going to be here so that we could kind of get into the programs, the events that y'all do.
Right.
You started, or did you start LifeDriven in 2005?
Started in 2005, but it was legally formed in 2006.
And then so then let's start from 2006. Like, how did it come about that you guys started doing these big events that y'all do?
Well, as we, as I started, like as soon as Sam heard about it, he was like, I'm in, let's put me in, excuse me. So we just started doing little bitty foundation. I do a lot with the LAPD, do softball games where we verse the LAPD every year, and we invite kids down, and our families down, and they play in the games and stuff like that. Meet the police department, fire department. So it just started growing. I think Floyd was one of the first big ones to come on board, and we started doing the Floyd Mayweather basketball game, and then we started doing the softball game, and it just grew and grew, and it's getting bigger. I mean, actually, the one last couple.
That one was crazy.
It was like the biggest one.
Yeah.
It was like the biggest one. Coming out of COVID, everybody was just wanting to go somewhere.
Yeah, I got it. That helped, I think, with people coming out, but I think people were gonna come regardless.
Yeah, that's true.
Jamie Foxx was there. Cedric the Entertainer was there.
Tucker.
Chris Tucker played. I couldn't believe it when I saw T.O. I saw when he came up to bat. I was a catcher when he came up to bat. I was like, oh, I gotta see what I'm gonna say. And he just a ride or die athlete. Like, he didn't care that it was a foundation. It like
he wanted to play.
He came to play. Like, why are you thumping this ball like this? And we just here to play. Right. But they come up to me with the cameras and they say, hey, we want to do an interview with you. And in the interview, they said, why is this so important to you?
Right.
And I told them, I said, listen, we have an opportunity now to extend some love and some genuine care and fun and joy to these kids' lives right now in a moment where they don't have that joy, they don't have that care, that peace. You know what I mean? It's like you said, it's a very stressful time for the entire family. And most times when I do interviews and things like that, I'm never really prepped, and I don't really care to be prepped because I know that I'm going to speak from my heart, and whatever comes out is just going to be genuine, and it should work. Right. But as I was answering that question, and I was like looking around while I'm answering this question, I'm thinking to myself like, wow, I wonder if Jamie really feels like this. I wonder if Ced really feels like this. I wonder if the Truth, Paul Pierce, if these guys really feel like this. But the energy around the events
was good.
How do you like cultivate that? How do you decide this is who we're gonna bring in?
Well, I mean, you reach out to the ones who want to come first. It's hard to get them to come. You have to keep calling, but they all, everybody's got a heart. But once they get there and they understand what it's about, they see the kids. We always try to make sure there's families there, so they know that this is what you're here for. It's not for us. Yeah. It's for these kids. It's really for these kids. And once they see that, everybody's, they meet the kids, they take pictures, they talk to them, they do interviews with them. I mean, it just works itself out. When you got a kid involved, I mean, come on. How do
you think, obviously you mentioned battling with cancer yourself, how do you think that allowed you, we can always say, I can kind of put myself in their shoes, but how do you think you're able to, going through it yourself and then seeing these kids, seeing the families evolve, how do you think you're able to make that deep of a connection?
Like I say, it's a real connection because I went through it. Yeah. So, I had chemo, I had radiation, I had surgery. And, unfortunately, through these 15 years doing this, I've had 2 kids pass away. So, it becomes personal. Yeah. And you want to see kids survive and you want to see them happy. So, we just keep trying to do the best we can, And by us doing that, other people see it, Yeah. I mean, like you say, shine through the years, but then he see,
pulling him
in, and the love out there. And he called me. I mean, he texted me. I thought he was my best friend. I mean, he was like, "Hey, man, you on the show?" So I was like, "Dang, he really saw the love out there."
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've been to a few of the events, but when I went to this last one, it was one of those situations. I always get to meet the families. I always get to meet the kids and things like that. But this one was a little different. And it's probably because the podcast is going the way that it is now, where I was like, man, I got to get this man on my podcast, and I got to get people to become aware that the LifeDriven Foundation is there. What is there anything else that you do in terms of trying to get people to donate? Is there something that you can, push out to the people right now? Like, hey, if you want to donate.
We have a couple of links that we didn't get ready, so hopefully Shawn will show them another day.
Yeah, we got you.
But y'all can always go to the website, lifedriven.org, and donate through the website.
And locally, Shawn, he knows, like, I help out with like local kids, youth kids and stuff like that, because I remember playing sports. My parents didn't have all the money in the world. And me and my lady's blessed to have a little bit to give back. I'm in. I don't know what I could do, but I got to help you out.
Yeah.
It's just
by helping Shawn and being there for him, you helping me.
Yeah.
It's a team. It's a team sport.
Because at the end of the day, all of us probably here at this table has been touched by cancer some way, somehow.
Yes.
So it's personal, just like it's personal to you, it's personal to me. So when we figure this link out, we all need to I just want to be there, man. I want to help. I want to do something, and I'm pretty sure people out there want to do something.
I appreciate it.
So it's one of those things, man. It's personal to everybody.
If we can just get everybody who hear us talking, donate $1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It all adds up. We're not out there trying to, get you to dig down in your pocket and hurt yourself. Just donate $1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And how important? So I have a buddy back home, shout out to LeVar, that has not just October.org. His mother passed from breast cancer, and so his thing is it great during October? You see the ribbons, you see all this, but the 11 more months out of the year,
you got to do something.
Is that something that you kind of see as far as just kind of in the scope of cancer, that it's like there's these very big months and these big promotions of it, but they're dealing with this for the whole year?
Families and kids are going through this every day, every month, every week of their lives. And that's why we do different events, we do something during the Christmas, summer, spring, and then even when we're not doing a game, we're still dealing with the families.
Sure.
Because they need, help. They call for all type of things. Can we get gas money? Can we just, our kid is having a birthday party and we don't have any funds, So we just try to do whatever we can, be there to help, and keep inspiring kids with cancer.
Absolutely.
I hope it's not too much to ask, but how do you choose the families that you're going to support?
One thing, I'm kind of blessed because most of the kids I deal with come from hospitals. So we know they're legit, we know they've been vested, and we know they need help. And we try not to turn down anybody, because there's always something we can do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're not doing a lot. We're not giving you $1 million. We're not giving you 10,000, but we can give you 300. We can give you 500. We can give you 1,000.
Or even some peace of mind.
Yes, peace of mind. You believe it or not, $200 to a family sometimes is a whole lot.
Of course,
it's crazy. But $200, gas money.
How many families do you think you help a year?
It all depends coming off of COVID, but I would say, around 50 to 60 families a year.
Yeah, it was wow. And that just not just in California, around the country.
Yeah, we have families, that if they contact us, we're going to help. That's the one thing about us. You know, we don't.
Wow.
If you're dealing with cancer, we're going to help you somehow, some way, somehow.
Yeah.
So and the thing you do with the celebrities, bringing them together. My goal always is one day, I'm from a small town, Louisiana. They never seen nobody, man. The goal is to bring back a couple of athletes, a couple of people that can inspire.
Right.
Sometimes that just seeing your idol, seeing a star, that can change your whole life.
It can.
And people don't realize that. So people don't understand that little things like that. You helping out families doing that.
Oh, yeah.
That little effort.
Yeah, that's what we say. Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. There's one kid, he was getting beat up at school. And he was going through cancer. He was getting bullied. And he wanted to take boxing lessons and stuff. So we was going to get him boxing lessons, but I did something better. I brought him to Shawn one of your fights at Stubhole.
Okay.
Oh, there you
Took a picture with him.
Okay.
He went back. He felt good.
Yeah.
Said you did him one better, huh? That's smooth right there.
He was like, I know a boxing.
I know another thing, because I see you got your grant application paperwork right here.
it really just has some notes on it and stuff. It's
Okay.
not really a grant. It's a grant application,
Yeah.
but it just has some notes on there, So I always go off of this.
I think it's
one
still a little
grant
bit. It's still a little bit.
Well,
Some
but
information.
this is what I want. If you know, I like to give these people a little clue into what it takes to develop or create a foundation. If you know how, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, well, he did it, I want to do it,
Right.
And
I would say the main thing is you got to create a foundation on something that's deep to you in your heart, because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to stick with. It's hard, You actually become, I guess you can say, a professional bagger. Or, you're always like, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? So, you know how that is. People get tired of you. Oh, here he comes. Here she comes. So do something that's dear to your heart. That way you won't quit. Then you just, fill out the paperwork, make sure you get all your paperwork done. Your nonprofit paperwork, your incorporations, do all that paperwork first, form the foundation, and then just stick to it, because it is hard. It is hard.
Was there
But I
ever-
would say we need more.
Yeah.
was there ever a point where you were going to start this and you were like, I don't know if I can
Never.
do it? Yeah, because it's that dear to your heart.
It was that dear to my heart,
Yeah.
and it just happened for me. I mean, I was just kind of blessed. Once I started telling people what I was doing, people just was like, oh, I know how to fill out the application and get it done for you. I was like, oh, wow.
Very good.
So all you got to do is sign here. I was
Yeah.
like, cool. Oh, let's hurry up and get it incorporated. People, because they could see, that I was for real and I was going through cancer. So it was like, oh, let's get it going.
Hey,
I never had a hesitation.
At one time, my grandmother had cancer, and she was telling me it became a blessing to her. She realized to value life more, enjoy life more, and she kind of spoke. They guys know I'm all about positivity, so she all raised us being positive, enjoy life, speak things, and anything's possible.
Right.
No matter what situations you're in.
Right.
Do you feel like that was a blessing at the time in life for you?
Yes, it was. I'm not gonna say I felt it was a blessing, but it did turn my life around.
Yeah.
Which I told you earlier. Going through cancer, I guess you're at your least vulnerable place. And to me, had a little special thing because I had colon cancer. So all my exams that the doctor sent me through, they had to go do the man bent over thing.
Yeah.
You get tired of that.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine so.
Every exam is a bent over exam. Can I see? Can I see? And then a couple of times I was at the VA hospital and they were like, we have 3 other, what do you call the doctors who are just training,
Oh man.
Yeah, they're like, can they see?
Yeah.
I was like, come on now, forget the blood ridiculous. I used to walk out of the out of the doctor's office, it was just crazy, So it got really personable for me. So wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
To think back.
Ask you a personal question. The depression, because did you go through depression? If so,
Only
how did
for
you handle
a
it?
slight moment. I was lucky with that.
How did you
Because I
handle
told you, it was probably less than 2 days. But I used to, I had colon cancer. I used to look. I don't want to use this in a negative term, but I used to look at people eating out of trash cans, and I was like, he's eating out of a trash can, but he has a good ass. You know what I'm saying? That's how I should look at it. His butt is good though. I'm like, I'm eating healthy. My butt is it's messed up.
Yeah.
So, those type of things would go through your mind. He's eating out of trash can and he's healthy butt wise, as far as I know. You know what I'm saying? So I used to have that little, looking and stuff. But as soon as I focused on the foundation, it changed for me. And that, like I say, was in, that first 2 or 3 months, I started seeing kids, and I was like, dang, and it changed my life around. I never looked back as far as depression.
Yeah.
You would say from your experience and your advice would be to focus on something.
Find something to focus on.
Yeah.
Either focus on something in your life, something in somebody else's life, but don't sit there and get all caught up in the disease.
Yeah. That's what they say when you're trying to balance on one foot. You're always supposed to focus on a fixed thing. Kind of makes sense there. You mentioned kind of getting people on board. You mentioned obviously Sam Watson earlier. For the people that just know Sam, Brandon, and Marcus as the guys that we see at boxing matches, how important have they been to you, and just kind of where their hearts are as far as helping you out with LifeDriven?
Well, Sam. So, he's Sam Watson. So
He gonna get you who you want.
He's the connector, you know. But Brandon has actually been kind of hands on, Brandon has been there, making sure that we're taking the right direction. He's younger, more energy, so I appreciate the whole Watson family.
Absolutely.
That dude is he's special, Brandon.
Yeah.
And is that something that did you choose Brandon, or was he just the one that stepped up? Like how is it that Brandon is more of the head of
you know how it is certain people, it's just certain people
Auras, energy.
And the whole Watson family, I guess you can say, is cream and it rises to the top. But Brandon rises a little bit higher to the top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Rises
So
to the
Brandon's just that person who, he's it's just that one person.
Yeah.
How did you connect with? I think Sam was the first one. How did you connect? You know Sam for
I've
years.
been knowing Sam for too long, 40 years probably.
Gotcha.
And on and off.
Yeah.
And then we connected again after my, when I had cancer, and that's when he was like, "Man, I want to help." Yeah.
Any words you can give to someone that's going through cancer right now? Encouragement?
Like we've been talking about, just don't focus on the disease. Find something else to focus on. And one thing I would always say, study, start reading up on the disease and pick your way to fight it. Don't pick nobody else's way. Some people be like, "Oh, you ought to do the natural thing. Oh, listen to the doctor." No, don't listen to your doctor. Do the natural thing. So study it, pick your way. And once you pick your way, stick to your way. Don't let people send you here, send you there, because cancer is an emotional thing and you can end up spending a lot of money, thinking that some miracle treatment is going to help you. So just like I say, just read up on the disease if you have it, and then pick your direction, stick with that direction, and everything will work out.
When you support these families, do you stay in contact with these families? Or
Forever. Once you become a life-driven member, you're always a life-driven member. It's like a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So is that what they're called, members?
Yes.
Life-driven
pretty much.
members.
Yes. Yes.
Do you know what the number of members you have?
It's reaching 1,000.
Whoa.
There you go.
Yeah. One day we're probably gonna have a big banquet or something.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Let me see. I don't have them on the board there, but
What you need?
It's a picture of a little kid. There he is,
Go
right
down.
there. The one
Yes.
right there, him.
Okay.
That's our first kid, actually.
Very first kid.
Yeah, very first kid. And he had brain cancer. And the crazy thing about him, we took him to Disneyland. And at first I used to go to Disneyland with the families because I was really motivated. I'm still motivated.
Yeah.
But too much Disneyland.
Yeah.
Too much Disneyland.
Of course.
I was going to Disneyland
Don't
like
twist
12
my arm
times
into-
a year.
Dude, got another family? All right, yeah, I guess.
It was fun.
Yeah, of
but,
course. Yeah.
So, but him, he had brain cancer. He was 2 years old.
Wow.
He went to Disneyland, and we got there at 12 o'clock, and we didn't leave until 8 o'clock. And he only took like half an hour nap.
The entire time.
And that
He was
kid
rocking.
ran, played,
Wow.
and that's like my warrior right there, and he's still alive right now.
Very
A
good.
lot of people mention
Thank you, Jesus.
getting a lot of motivation and energy from kids. Is that something you feel? Obviously, it's kids primarily that you're working with. Is it something that just kind of fills you up seeing the kids? Like you said, you're dealing with it, and they don't seem to be bothered by it. Why am I bothered by
Right.
it?
When you see a kid running and playing, and like I say, dealing with cancer. I mean, they have different, legs. Some of them missing limbs. I mean, their bones has been operated on, surgery, and to see them, just out there trying, to do the best they can
Yeah.
to be a part of something, and looking for friends and friendship, So to bring some joy and see them run and play and be at these softball games and the events that we give, I mean, it's really good. And then to hear the parents come up and tell you, say thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
absolutely. Because, like you said, that weighs on the whole operation over there.
Yeah.
And you're basically based out of LA?
LA. Yeah.
No,
Started in
okay.
LA. Yeah.
So you want, you're going to get people all over the country reaching out to you now.
Oh, I mean, that's what we hope.
Hawaii.
You know what I'm saying?
What'd you say?
Hawaii too.
Oh, you want to go to Hawaii or something?
I don't want to go to Hawaii.
Nah, cause my guy.
Oh,
Mainland.
So hopefully, like I said, you can go to the website, donate. You know, we have a QR link. You know, hopefully we'll post that one day. But you know, you can reach out to Shawn. Shawn can get in touch with us and
the
help
podcast
us,
as well,
help
of course.
kids, help us spread joy.
Are there any goals for Life Driven that haven't been reached yet, or any that you are establishing right now?
We were at one time looking to put a playroom into the hospital, so we may get back into that one day.
Yeah,
Picked out the
that's a
hospital.
goal.
That's a great goal.
Cedar Sinai. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a lot of hospitals that like 2 or 3 that reached out, but that'll be something that's really
Absolutely, yeah. Take their mind off the battle there. Any events coming up? Any fun events coming up that we know
good. I
of?
think the next one's going to be Christmas.
There you go.
How did y'all get everybody out there?
Freaking shy.
There's a lot of people out there.
I'm gonna show.
I see the video.
I'm gonna make sure we loop the video in. But how did y'all get everybody out there?
It was amazing. People just started saying, I'm coming. It was YouTube stars. It was baseball players. It was basketball. What's his name from Boston?
Paul Pierce.
Ball Pierce, but the young one, the young guy.
Jason
right now.
Tatum.
Oh,
Tatum.
Tatum
Oh,
was
dang.
there.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I said, and I was like, man, I hate to say this, but we couldn't do this in Cleveland. I was like, you couldn't have like all of these people show up and all of these entertainers show up and everybody just be cool. Like
Good time.
nothing jumped off at all. And I'm in a different side of it. So like I'm on the inside, so I'm a part of everything. But you know me, like I always separate myself from everything and everybody else. So it's like I'm in there, but I'm still able to look around and I'm on the hush hush. And they talk about me a little bit on the microphone, but beyond that, like I'm on the hush hush. I'll take a picture if you want to, but I got a chance to really admire the event. And when I had a chance to admire the event, I said, you couldn't do this back home. I was like, back home, something's gonna blow up at some point. Somebody's gonna step on somebody's shoes. We had the guy on the microphone say, hey, you gotta step back, Eventually he gonna get tossed up because stop talking, you ain't talking to me, and all that. And I just thought that there was a blessing and a covering over the event. And then I know you had a pastor there as well, right?
Yeah.
At the event. Yeah. So I mean, even having a pastor there to bless the event before everything started, I mean, I just really think that you guys are doing things the right way, which is why I've gotten even closer to you than I have been in the past. And while I always say now, hey, let me know, opposed to hey, when you got something going on, just reach out. Like, I mean, what's going on? What can I be a part of? And again, that's what I want to encourage everybody to do on here is just to, if you're dealing with the situation, understand that there are others who have dealt with the situation, maybe not the same capacity that you, but you can reach out, you can talk to someone, you can find someone to get help from. Was there anyone you had in your life that like really helped you through the cancer while you were going through it?
I mean, I would like to thank everybody who was in my life at that time.
For sure.
I can't pick 1 or 2 people because to me, everybody that was in my life helped in some type of way. Mm-hmm. So, so I just like to say thank you.
I gotta imagine it's an emotional battle and a mental battle just as much as it is physical.
I'm telling you, it's somewhere in there where it snapped and it became fun to me. Not the cancer battle.
Understand.
I don't know if y'all ever heard, but the treatment, they say, is worse than the disease.
Yes.
You can have cancer and you won't even know it. You get diagnosed, now they start probing and shooting chemo and radiation.
Yeah.
Now you're hurting, now you're having pain. So the treatment is worse than the disease, the diagnosis, and it's all that. So, just get some good people in your life. But to me, I made it happy. Once I chose, it's crazy, but once I chose this direction, this foundation, it got easier. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the seriousness kind of left for me. It became fun, because I was doing something, starting something that was fun to me.
Yeah.
And it was something that I didn't know nothing about. So it was just, I was learning that. So it just changed. It changed my life. As he said, it took the sadness away, the depression.
Has there been any events you've done? It sounds like obviously this last one was good. Has there been an event or something you've done where it just kind of made you step back, like, damn, we really did something special here?
Kind of at all of them, really.
Yeah.
Kind of at every event, I kind of stepped back. Like I say, the last one, we don't want to keep going over that, but the last one was really good. But, one of the first ones with Floyd was really good. I mean, having him meet a kid and take a picture. We don't know how much that meant to the kid, but that kid talked about that for a long time. That was really something special to that kid. So we don't understand that.
And Chris, I always look at situations like no matter what happened in my life, somebody always has it worse. This is a perfect example. Like, my problems not problems. People will pray for my problems. Right. People really got stuff going on. So you got to think about that. When you really complain about something in life, think about it. There's people that's really going through stuff like you at the fight you went through in 2005. Right. So your problems really ain't problems.
Yeah. And on that note, my problems were problems because the kid was going through it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he had it worse than me. So
I got a suggestion for you, advice for you. One of my favorite movies is Pay It Forward. Have you seen that movie before? Love that movie. The families that you help, do you expect or ask or require them to pay it forward?
Sometimes the kids be so young, but we always, hope that everybody we touch becomes an advocate for hope, for change. Sure. And that somewhere down the road that they will reach out or reach back, help somebody. Yeah.
That's kind of how I became who I am now, is because I realized, like, as I started to, get paid and meet a lot of people and become the fighter that I am now, I see a lot of young fighters, run into a lot of young fighters. Same way you were on one floor, you came down a few floors, you met a lot of young kids. And my whole thing was, okay, what can I do to help them get to where I am? Right. They always want to know, what does it take to be a champion? Yo, forget being a champion. Like, you got to make sure you focus. Right. Make sure you are attentive to who you need to be attentive to and work hard and things like that. And so my whole thing has always been, not that I need the reminder of where I came from, but let me just always remind these kids that they can get there too. Right. And it sounds like you had that same situation where you're on one floor and you're like, I got to do something to help these kids down here. That pay it forward mindset. I think that is a big part of this motivational Monday now is, paying it forward. We got 7 days in the week. We do a podcast on one day, and I say, you know what? Let's add one once a month and do something that's worth it for everyone else to give them some positivity. So,
and that's a big thing out there. Everybody wants to hear they don't want too much of it, but everybody wants to know how to change or to help somebody.
Yeah.
And they're looking for ways, in podcasts like this or. They hear one little thing, they be like, oh, I can do it, or I can help somebody, or maybe I should have helped this person. I didn't, So, every time you get out there and you speak on change and hope, and, it does touch somebody. All we got to do is touch one person each time.
And you mentioned donating. Is there opportunities for people to volunteer to just help at these events?
Yeah. At all our events, we take volunteers. We had a lot of volunteers at the last. Every event has volunteers.
Yeah. Volunteers weren't listening.
Chill out.
Volunteers got caught up. They wasn't listening.
They were taking pictures.
Got caught up.
Pictures.
You couldn't tell who was with us and who wasn't.
Because that is something where, in its ends, you mentioned obviously the next event being Christmas, that around the holidays, people are like,
can you go back down for a bit? I don't mean
no, you're good.
Go back down, the other way. That was like my fourth kid that I ever helped. His name is Sebastian. He passed away like 2 years after we got involved with him.
Yeah, is it something where we mentioned, like, with the holidays, people are like, I really want to give back. It's kind of a giving time of year. This is a perfect example to do it. Go to the website and
holiday season is coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we the basketball event. You have people bring toys, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then so because there was a lot of toys, those you just take them and give them away.
We take them one time. I'm trying to think of what did you were you there on that one? One time we rented a little van and we got all the toys and we took them to different families, delivered them.
Oh, nice.
And stuff. And then sometimes we take them to the hospital and they give them to kids and stuff. So we do it different ways each time. Depends on, you know how you feeling. Do we want to take them straight to the hospital, have them give them, or do we want to take it to the kids and let them kind of pick?
There's no wrong way of doing that for sure. Yeah.
Chris, you dressing up as Santa Claus?
I ain't gonna say that. I was gonna say that, but then everybody might take it personal. But I don't have enough weight. I need just a little bit more weight. Just a little bit more.
I'll give you, Ant and I will.
Yeah, we'll hold you down.
We'll
hold you
donate
down.
some of our weight to you.
We'll hold you down.
Here's another twist,
I'm curious on this. Go ahead.
I don't know what's about to happen.
because it ain't got nothing to do with y'all was talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Y'all know me, man. I'll be thinking about other stuff. Y'all be talking about one thing. I'll be thinking about something else. But here's another twist for you. We talked about all the celebrities. We talked about probably a quarter of the celebrities that were at this last event. All of the events that you do is all donation,
Yes.
right? You didn't charge people $20 to come into that last event.
Everybody got in free.
Everybody got in free, and then once you were in free, you blasted the donation, the text for the donation. But then I remember I was standing there because I was gonna donate, and they said, "No, you good going in." And everyone who walks up, it's like, "Hey, do you want a wristband? You can give me something if you want." But like, how do you like? That's just beautiful.
Well, like I said this earlier, one of the hardest things with a foundation is, you don't want to become that person every time they see you got your
Money,
hand out.
please.
Yeah. So we try to do things that people can come and enjoy. And if you like what we're doing, you can help out.
Yeah.
That's how we look at it.
Yeah. Great cause usually brings out the best in people.
Yeah. Always charging people to get in and stuff. People sometimes take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But come out to this wonderful event, and if you like it, you can help. If not, come to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one event I came to, the basketball event, it was like your entrance fee was 2 toys. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that's special. Yeah. And again, I think that you're a special man for having the wherewithal to say, "Hey, I'm going through this. Let me help these kids." I love it, and that's why I had you here today, because I just feel like this is something that the country, the world needs to know about. And then beyond that, I need other people to understand that they can do it too. This is the foundation that I support. I support LifeDriven Foundation, the LifeDriven Foundation, but I will support any foundation that I'm aware of. Of course, I got to believe in it, but who wasn't believing, a majority of the foundations out there? Right. You know what I mean? So I think that it's really big for you to for people to understand that you don't have to know rich people. No. You don't have to know entertainers to make something happen. Yes. You just have to have it in your heart.
And you don't even have to know what you're doing. Like, you don't need to go into this like, I know exactly how to run a foundation. I know exactly how to set up events. Like Chris said, go into it. If it's something that is personal to you, you're going to make it happen, and people are going to help out as you go along.
The strange thing is this like seasoned foundation person, they work for a big hospital, because I was going to different hospitals and stuff and trying to figure out, they would always talk to me and they say, it's probably going to be like 12 years before you see the big difference in your foundation. So it's like, can you stick with it? And it hasn't been a problem for me, but it's like, dang, 12 years, so.
And it
doesn't happen right away. Sometimes,
And if it does, great.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, even if it's something where if somebody wants to do something themselves, of course they can. Yeah. But it's also, if you find one that works, if somebody wants to start something and they're like, you know what, LifeDriven kind of makes sense for me, then you put your effort and put your heart into that. So
yeah, you can always come out and volunteer. Like I said, there's a lot of information about volunteering on our website. We post all our events up a couple of months before we give them. Probably the Christmas game will be going up somewhere in October.
Yeah. Okay. Looking forward to that.
Does LifeDriven support any other foundations?
Not
Like,
really.
do you guys collaborate or anything like that?
It's foundations. It all depends on how they run, but sometimes back and forth from a foundation isn't the right way to go.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you just So if we get in, we're giving out to the needy.
Yeah.
We're not big enough to give to another foundation. All our money go to the kids.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
And thank God you was able to beat cancer in 2005.
I have never beaten cancer.
Oh,
I've never beaten cancer.
so till this day you still battle.
I just live day by day. God has blessed me to be here today, and hopefully He'll bless me to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I never claim victory over cancer.
But it's not beating you.
And you're blessed to be a blessing to others.
Blessing to others and stuff, yeah.
I'm confused though. Do you still have cancer? Because I
Believe it or
understand
not,
the mindset.
They say cancer is in everybody. It's just whether they come to life or not. You know. But as you know, cancer comes back sometimes. You've heard of people be like, I had cancer, and then 4 years later
twice.
it comes back. So I never claim victory.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just say God has blessed me to this day. It's been 15 years.
Keep your guard up.
You know what I'm saying? And hopefully it keep blessing me.
Absolutely.
But my attention is not on that. See? My attention is on something.
Man.
Absolutely.
Beyond the kids, was there anyone else that motivated you? Was there an athlete or a certain book or anything like that? Someone on TV that motivated you?
This hasn't been a long time ago, but I kind of like the Will Smith movie.
Pursuit of Happiness.
It's Pursuit of Happiness. I kind of like
that's a
that
good
a
one.
little bit.
Damn,
And you
tearjerker
always
for sure.
hear a little motivation from different people in some way. So every once in a while you catch a gem.
Have you ever thought about getting with? Obviously, there are athletes that deal with cancer. I mean, Roman Reigns, the WWE wrestler. I know Darryl Strawberry also dealt with cancer. Is that something that?
He was at the
Yeah, is that something that kind of makes sense? Like, you're not like a sports foundation, but like you have sporting events. Is it something where maybe you get some of those guys that can say, hey, I dealt with it too?
I could say, I guess I'm blessed in my way, but I never wanted to like be that person who's out there, give or help,
Sure.
It runs people away, and it's not my personality. But doing good things and people seeing it, sometimes they'll come and help.
Yeah.
It's like Shawn, never really approached him for any financial help. I approached him for some gloves and participate in events, and I've always been happy with everything that he's done. Never asked him for money. He saw the spirit, and and he reached out. Happy on the podcast, and I'm grateful.
Yeah,
Be here. So everything
we're
is
great.
everything.
We're grateful to have you here,
man.
Did you tell me that you're doing a podcast?
We were doing a podcast for a little while, but then COVID kind of, and we never got it started back up yet.
Was it for LifeDriven?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, did you actually like do episodes and things like that?
We were doing a couple of episodes and stuff. We got them on tape and stuff, but once COVID hit, we kind of just got away from there because it kind of kids, everything was, no hands on,
Sure.
So we just never got back to it.
Do you think it's something you'll get back to?
Yeah, definitely.
You want to give everybody that podcast name and things.
Well,
like that?
let's wait till we get back. I don't want people going to a dead spot right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You know what
Good
I'm saying?
call. Yeah.
Okay.
So we definitely
Smart man.
get back there.
You're a smart man. You're a smart man.
And then once you figure out everything with the Christmas setup, let us know. We'll put it on the podcast. Get you going.
Yep.
Shawn?
No, the podcast is there. I was an official supporter of the LifeDriven Foundation. Now the podcast is. So whenever you got something going on, we'll always make sure we talk about it. Okay. Make sure people do the best they can to donate. And send videos, whatever the case may be, families, all that. And
Send y'all a video of Shawn striking out.
oh no!
Let's go to that briefly. No, so I told Shawn, I've known Shawn since I was a kid, essentially.
Yeah.
And you great athlete, great boxer, good basketball player, good football player. I've seen him swing a bat and it's not pretty. So I'm glad at least that it wasn't embarrassing when you went out there, but it wasn't great from all that counts.
I think I was the 4th to swing on my team.
And they had you hitting cleanup too. That's a mistake.
I think I was like 4th, 3rd. I might even been 3rd.
Even worse.
And y'all so unorganized. It's like, hey, who next? Sean, you want to go?
I know.
Sam, you want to go? You want to go, Sean? Why don't you go? Don't hurt yourself now. Like, man, you give me all that energy and I'm supposed to go out there and swing the bat, right?
Are you playing a basketball game?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do the basketball. But anyway,
You got me. I might have to make it down for that. I don't hoop, but
swing and a miss a couple times. And I was like, yo, I could box all day and all night with no problem. My heart was racing. You miss a couple times, you know it's 3 you out. Like I'm at 2 and I'm like, oh, I got one more. It was a wrap after that. And then they I guess somehow, some way they came back around to me. Hey, you want to swing again? I said, no,
like,
I'm
my
good.
hamstrings
Yeah, I said, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna play catcher. Play catcher. No, listen, man, we thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
We thank you for your involvement with the kids, your commitment to kids, to fighting cancer. LifeDriven, the LifeDriven Foundation, y'all. The website is up there. Go out, donate, reach out to this man. You could reach out to us, and we will reach out to Chris Angelo for you. And again, man, we thank you for your time.
And thank you for being on here. I'm blessed. Thank you.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course.
And
I got short
and what
arms.
we doing with our guests now, when they're able to make it in here, we ask them to sign the banner.
We're all
do you have
famous.
a Sharpie?
You got a Sharpie?
Pick a spot. We got a Sharpie.
See what you're talking about? Baseball.
Yeah, that was a baseball. You give that guy a baseball mitt, he would have had it.
Yeah, and you just pick your spot and you can sign.
Yeah, we're out.
Whatever you want.
So
Like Trick Daddy, love the
Crazy
kids.
if I go hide it, huh?
Go hide. Ron Artest.
Yeah.
Metal World Pieces up there.
Yeah, he went high.
One more
he
time.
went
Take
high.
your headphones off.
Yeah, I think he went the highest of anyone who didn't go.
One more time, y'all. This is Mr. Chris Angelo, CEO of the LifeDriven Foundation, and he's about to sign our banner. His foundation is geared towards helping kids with cancer bring joy, bring hope to their lives when they are struggling, when the families are struggling, when things aren't good. This gentleman right here and his team will bring some goodness into the lives of those
Absolutely.
who are fighting cancer. So,
Thank you.
and as we said, everybody's affected by this cancer, and we cannot stop fighting. I like the way Mr. Angelo said it. I'm not done beating cancer. So
He's gonna beat it every day.
beating it every day, and so are we. God bless you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you again, Mr. Angelo, for coming and blessing us.
And thank you. I'm really grateful for Shawn having me on his podcast. I mean, it's really been a blessing for the foundation. So thank you very much.
This is the closest you've been to your mic the whole time. he gonna grab the mic and everything.
Now that we done went there, I have one thing to say. So I was a little nervous.
All right,
He
go
had
do
me
your thing.
sitting. He had me sitting out in his big, fabulous
man.
It ain't
house. You
even
know what
that
I'm
big.
saying?
Oh, man.
So
It's
I was a little nervous.
Did the butler let you in?
Man, I was a little nervous. But then after I get in here, he got this seat that turns and goes
yeah,
up
got
and
all
down.
that.
What color is it?
Gold.
And then he got me on this, flat seat,
Yeah.
and he raises up and down, and I've been looking.
That's
over
the
here.
power. It's the power seat.
I've been looking at him. Oh yes,
Yeah.
and I've been like checking this out since I'm nervous. But thank you anyway. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm happy
Next
to have
time I'll get on the mic and talk like this. You know what I'm saying?
Much better,
But
much better.
it's all good. Thank you.
No,
Thank you,
it's
sir.
great, man.
Appreciate your time. LifeDriven Foundation, y'all. Have a blessed day. What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG, Ant with 2 T's.
This is the Porter Way Podcast. This is Anthony Brenagh, and this is Carson Merk. Tell them what to do.
Hey, like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all social media platforms.
Subscribe.
I'm from Louisiana. I'll talk with a B. Let's do
All
it.
right,
Let's do
here,
it again. Let's
All
do it
right. Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Porter Way
You're already.
Podcast.
You're already here.
Hey, this is our outro. We're going to do it how we want to.
I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson A. Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.